This is The Professional Stepdad, a place where we share stories, strategies, and ideas for men just like you to help answer that one important question: how can I be a better stepdad? All right, everybody, welcome back to The Professional Stepdad Show. My name is Franco Zavala. This is episode 43. Thank you for joining me. Before I go any further, if you have not yet or you just forgot to do it, please make sure you like and subscribe to this video, share it with other stepdads. The only real way that I get out, or the only real way that this show is going to be beneficial and the book that I'm going to be writing is going to be beneficial, is if this show, this content can reach a bigger audience when it comes to stepdads, bonus dads, stepmoms, step-parents in general. I mean, I got a really great compliment from my friend Catherine Sorensen a few weeks back. And she was telling me about how, yes, my show is called The Professional Stepdad. Why is it called The Professional Stepdad? Is because it's this, this level and this goal that you want to hit as a dad and as a step parent, to where you can kind of see yourself in a position of being a pro at what you do and understanding the ropes and knowing the ins and outs. I've said this a few times that I always equate it toward basketball, because that's a sport I play and a sport I play with my son, which is you start off as a rookie and then you eventually graduate, not graduate, but the longer you stay in the league, or in our case, stepdads, the longer we stay in our family, the more comfortable we are, the more trust that we build, and then we become a pro at it, right? And our job, not only as men, leaders, husbands, our job is to document our journey, right? And our job is to share it with other stepdads and other step parents are going to be coming behind us, because there really is no blueprint, book, manual, class that can prepare you for all the rigors that come with being a step parent. So if you have not, please share, subscribe, share with your friends and family, anybody that you may feel that would benefit from the show. So with that being said, let's jump into something that happened yesterday. Yesterday I posted a video about, the parents that celebrated when their kids went back to school. They were like, yes, they're gone. Or the parents that did not take advantage of quarantine to get connected and get closer with their children. I said, I was real simple. It was real simple. I was like, you missed the boat. You missed it. You missed the boat. You missed the chance to connect with your children in a way where you can not only build trust, but you can instill better habits, better routines, do more family things. I mean, we tend as leaders in our home to get so overwhelmed with, being men, right? We want to be providers and we want to be protectors and we want to be strong, and we don't want to show our vulnerable side. And because we are so focused on wanting to not show our, to be vulnerable to many people, or to let many people in, we tend to lose focus on what really matters, and that is the connection that we have with our immediate family, the people that live under our roof. So, the video I posted was simple. It was like, did you take advantage of this opportunity, or did you let it pass you by? Because if you let it pass you by, you're wrong. You missed it. You missed the boat. You missed that chance. Does that mean that you can't get it back? No. It means that you missed it. How many months have we been in this position of quarantine and coronavirus and homeschooling and just everything that we've been doing, right? This was the opportunity. This was the chance. This was that time where most people saw this pandemic and this worry and fear and doubt. The parents that were awake saw opportunity, growth, and new ideas to strengthen their family. So I'm wondering what you guys did. And I know what we did. We came together as a family. We got to know each other more. Did things together, from morning walks to nightly dinners, things that we kind of tend to forget, right? And I saw this change with my girls, especially my girls. So my older girls, stepdads, my older girls still call me Franco. my younger kids, my daughter Clara, my daughter Afton, and my son, they call me dad. But my older girls call me Franco. It doesn't bother me. When I came into their life, they were, 9 and 7, and they just weren't comfortable. And they have never really been comfortable saying dad to me, which doesn't bother me at all, because I know the way they see me. I know how they refer to me. When I hear them talking to their friends, they say, yeah, my dad says that I can, or, hey, do you want to go to the movies? My dad said he can drop us. Like, they use that my dad and those that way, and it makes me happy. But the connection that I've made, especially with my two older girls over this time, has been I'm so blessed, because my oldest daughter now shares and opens up with me and calls me. Is there a better feeling in the world than when your oldest kid who's off at college just randomly calls you because they want to talk? I mean, there's no better feeling. And then my second oldest daughter, Emma, she's so worried about life, and she's so worried about, I think, the perfection that comes along with being a dancer. And then she sees her sister who joined, the BYU dance team, which is like a top level hip hop team. And, she wants to be like her sister. She's always wanted to be a dancer and hit these levels like her sister. And she puts too much pressure on herself. And she's really taken the time to open up to me more and just like embrace me more. Like, we were in Cancun for vacation, and we were walking along, and guys, she came up beside me and put her hand like kind of like around like this, like almost like a wedding walk. And she just started talking to me about like, I think it was like the music that was playing, or maybe the dinner we ate. Honestly, I couldn't hear it because I was so like it filled my heart. And that's what we shoot for, right? We shoot for those moments. But if we're not awake and we're not aware of those moments, they're going to pass us by, which brings me to that whole quarantine thing. Like, gentlemen, this was, because we're almost out of it now. This was the opportunity to do that. This was the opportunity to get to know your children on a level that is so hard to do during regular life, because there's activities and family events and all these things that happen that we tend to forget what's possible and what's necessary. So did you pass it by? Did you let this time pass by without, laying that proper foundation? It's very important that you understand what I'm saying. Laying the foundation for your family for the future is big. If you went back and you were listening to the early episodes that I started when this quarantine began, you would know that I stress the importance of laying the foundation. And if you did what I said to do, and you did the self work, and then the partner work, and then the kid work in that order, like I said to do, fast forward 10 months, we're in October, right? 10 months into this year, you should be feeling great. You should be feeling really good about yourself. Here's the problem that I find most when it comes to giving advice, shelling advice. The assholes. You know what an asshole is? An asshole is somebody that always is asking for advice, or they're always wanting motivation, and then you give it to them, or you give them a good idea, and then they end up doing nothing with it. And I've learned through the process of dealing with stepdads and stepmothers and parents in general, when it comes to this process and the stuff that I preach and teach, which is I'm giving you all this information for free, but the majority of people will never use it because they get so overwhelmed with what they were doing. The comfort zone is so big. The comfort zone as step parents is so big because we get comfortable with, like, we take a certain amount of risks to a point, and then when we find that comfort area, we want to kind of stay there because we don't want to ruffle feathers. We don't want to rock the boat. And that's our job, stepdads. Our job is to ruffle feathers and rock the boat. Our job is to lay a foundation that is separate, especially for me, it's separate from the foundation that I had growing up, is to lay a new foundation so that my kids, if they have a stepdad, if something happens and a stepdad comes into their life, they can benefit from this information that we're giving them through the journey. And like I said in episode 42, the website is almost fully complete, and then there'll be an opportunity for stepdads to go on there and to fill out information and just to kind of share a part of their journey. What did you learn? What did you fail at? And what did you learn from the failure? Like, I want to know all that because I think it's going to be beneficial for step parents outside of, or not step parents outside, but step parents that are going to come behind us. And that's really my objective. My objective is to positively influence step parents on a global scale. That's my mission. That's my purpose. I know it's going to take time, and I know it takes time to get things done. Trust me, I know. I'm going on 10 years in this family. I know what it feels like to get slapped in the face, to have things not go right, to the you're not my real dads, to the others, right? The other family members looking at you strange because you discipline, even if it's something small. It's some of them, for the majority, most of them, you'll never be able to change their perspective on how they see a step parent because of the way they were raised. And I want you to forgive them. I want you to forgive them for that because it's not their fault. It's a picture that was painted that now sits in their subconscious, and they will never be able to get past it because they are not fully awake and aware and understand how to do it. But you are. You are because you've been listening. I am. If you're listening to me, you are too. So during the quarantine, did you take that time or did you let it pass you by? And really, that's how simple the episode is today. Like, I always want to drop these nuggets and so you guys can start thinking, like, are you doing the self-work? Okay, so here's the work that I'm always preaching. If this is your first episode, if this is the first time you've seen this episode, here's what I always preach about step parenting. As a stepdad, when you first come into your family, here are the steps that you need to take in order to find success. If you deviate from these steps, you won't. If you deviate from exactly what I say right now, it won't work for you. You might find like wins here and there, but we're not looking for small wins. We're looking for the championship, right? Like, again, go back to basketball. We're looking for that title, that pro level stuff. So I'm going to put it right here, right? So first you need to, off the bat, work on yourself every day. Read a book, listen to music, listen to videos, write, journal, like, do this, work on yourself. If you're not constantly working on yourself so you can get past who you were, so you can become who you want to be, then step one, if you can't start step one, you'll never get to step two. Step two, once you've started working on yourself and you feel real comfortable and you started a routine and you've built that kind of like that process, now it's time to work on your teamwork. That's you and your partner. Okay, that's the communication, that's the connection, that's learning each other's love language, that's understanding how one another react and act towards different situations. That's not ignoring one another when you fight until 2 days later and then you finally want to talk about it. That's like when you're really working on step two, it's getting in a fight or an argument at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, finishing out your day, getting in bed that night, looking at one another and saying, hey, we got to talk. And you actually talk things out because you're working on that partnership. I'm always preaching about how you want to plan your year together. You know, you need to plan individual goals for yourself, but you need to plan goals for you and your partner. It's important. It's important because then you have, in this life that we live, friends come and go. Acquaintances come and go, but your partner, your teammate will be there, and that's your accountability partner. So if they know what you want to accomplish that year and you know what they want to accomplish, then guess what? You have an accountability partner, and that's humongous. Third and final step. Then you get to the kids. Listen, stepdads, I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. I've been working on myself for years, and I worked on myself more when I became a stepdad. Okay? I worked really, really hard. And then I worked on the us part, me and my wife Janaea. I worked on the us part, and I focused on that because by doing that, it showed the kids that I hold their mother on, my standards towards their mother are very high, and I hold her on I put her on a pedestal because it's important for the kids to see how I treat their mother. Because my girls are gonna want a man like that treats them good and with respect and courage and encourages them to follow their dreams and passions. And my son's going to see how I treat my wife, and he's going to go, that's how it's supposed to be done. And as you move through these steps, gradually, step 3, which is work on, this is where the kids come in. This is the learning the love languages of each individual kid, setting time aside each week and speaking those languages to your children. But it's great how it happens. When you work on you, the us just gradually comes and it naturally happens. You organize it because it's smart to organize it. It's very smart. But then when you're working on the us part and you've already been working on the you part, that third part, the kids, it just naturally happens. It starts to flow. You don't have to force it. And that is the problem with a lot of stepdads out there. We're forcing it. We try to force our position into the family. Like, you're going to respect me. You should love me. You want that attaboy and admiration. Like, don't you know what I've done for this family? I mean, what else would you have? Like, all this stuff. Or we do things like, we're in the family, we love them, but then the bio dad, maybe he's a toxic bio dad and he's constantly talking about you behind your back, and he's spreading rumors, and he's talking to the kids about you. That is none of your business. And the moment that you engage in that negativity, you lose. You will lose every single time. You will never be able to let go of that drama, of that show that he's trying to do, you know? Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. So, where are you? This is episode 43. This is a check. We're at a checkpoint, okay? This is a check-in. Allow me to be your accountability partner. Where are you? Where are you in your family? Do you need help? Do you have ideas that you want to run by? Email me at contact@francozavala.com. Email me at contact@theprofessionalstepdad.com. Just email me. I'll answer you. Anybody that follows me on TikTok and knows I do my very best to answer or respond to everybody, because it's important to me. It's important to me because you've taken the time to ask, and it's respectful for me to answer. It might take me some time sometimes because I still have to worry about me, but it's important that you remember that. So, check-in time. Gut check. Get rid of the assholes. Are you doing the 3 steps? 1, 2, 3, which I'm going to post again right there. Are you doing it? And if not, there's no reason why you can't start now. Trust me. And if you want to learn more about these steps, you want to learn more about the process, go back and watch the episodes about it. There's 43 episodes up here, and every one of them has 1 piece or 2 pieces of quality information. Some of it has nothing to do with you and it won't pertain to you, and some of it will. That's the beauty of podcasting, right? That's the beauty of having a YouTube show. Not everything will connect with everybody. Not everybody's going to like me. Not everybody's going to like you, stepdad. That's none of your business. Why are you here? What are you doing? Are you laying the foundation? Have you taken the time? Or did you let everything pass you by? Good question. Okay, guys, episode 43, Professional Stepdad. Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I'm humbled for everybody that watches the show and shares the show. You have no idea. Till next episode, talk to you soon.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.